This is an update on the Alibaba stock and where I think it will go. Hi, this is Mosh. I'm an amateur trader and investor. Anything I learn, I teach you guys. I initially done a video on Alibaba stock talking about where you can get plus 90% gains on the 26th of September. It was this video here. You can go watch it. I'll link it up at the top here. Now, if we go to on the 26th of September, I actually bought it just before. I was actually up just over £3,000 because I had it on 3x leverage. And I show my gains and losses on my Twitter. So if you're not following, go check that out. And I appreciate a like and a sub on this video if you want to get the early insights into what I'm buying and selling and all my analysis. And it really does help the channel. I bought it just a couple of days before releasing that video because I think the 26th of September was a weekend. And you can see this massive pump up that it did. Okay, it got to around $181 and then it came a little bit back down. Now, I actually hit my stop loss in a profit, so that's why it's important to always have a stop loss. The biggest issue with Alibaba is delisting worries. China wants to delist companies. Currently, if you're an Alibaba shareholder or you bought shares on the New York Stock Exchange, you don't actually own the company. In fact, the shareholders own a company in the Cayman Islands. I mean, I was new to this. I didn't know this existed until this whole delisting issue came. Now, that shell company in the Cayman Islands represents the Alibaba stock. It's known as a VIE, Variable Interest Entity. Now, if you want to find more out about this, you can go onto the SEC website. They represent this whole thing in a nice image. As I said, I try and keep finance investing nice and simple. So I'll link it in below if you want to have a read of that, and it is very interesting. So what this potentially means for the shareholders of Alibaba outside China is that could potentially go to zero. That could be valueless. Now, VIE is currently not accepted in China, but they've let it fly because they want the foreign income coming into Chinese companies. However, there is a glimmer of hope, and this is with Didi. So Didi said if you own the US-based shares, they'll do a 1-to-1 exchange and it'll be listed on the Hong Kong exchange. So if you own it in the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ, whatever Chinese company, they'll do a 1-to-1 exchange. So you get that share represented in the Hong Kong exchange. However, that's not guaranteed. Now, if you start looking at the technical analysis, I have the 15-day moving average, the 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is the dark blue line and the light blue line is the 50-day moving average. Obviously, I've got my volume on there as standard. All right, so we're at this level here. Now, this level was last seen in January 2019, end of December, that we're currently at. Alibaba has a ridiculous growth rate and they've just had Singles Day. You've had the Christmas period, so they made a lot of money. There is a quarterly revenue coming up around February, March time, and I think it's gonna go through the roof. Plus, hopefully by that time, all these issues with delisting and those worries have gone away. And fundamentally, Alibaba is such a healthy company. It currently has a PE ratio of 18.2. For a mega cap stock and a future ready company, that is incredible. You can see here, its net profit margin is 15.27%. When you compare it to Amazon, Amazon's net profit is like 4 or 5%, something like that. And it has really low debt. The debt to equity ratio is 13.8%. So it is a cash rich company and is making more and more money. And the growth, the projected growth, if we go back to here, or the earnings forecast is predicted to grow 14.71%. So I think it's a massively undervalued company. I think those that see past the risk and hold it for possibly a year or two, they will see the rewards massively. And just full disclosure, I am holding quite a few options contract on Alibaba. So what you saw earlier on my trading 212, the just over $3,000, it hit my stop loss. Then what I did, I transferred that money out and bought loads of options contract with expiry date later into the year because that's how confident I am in the company. And remember, if you want your free shares with Trading 212 or free trade worth up to £100, all you have to do is open up an account, deposit £1, using my link in the description box below, and you'll get your free share.